Hi everybody. So we're going to explain this case a little bit. So our client, Wong Fu, is a client of ours, and they're a high-tech company. We're going to help them expand their operations and deal with some problems that we're having. So I hope you enjoy this ride. Thank you. So the first question is how you get Ari and Olga to understand their role in the study.
Purpose of this meeting is to give a brief overview of the study and discuss our roles and responsibilities. We'll also review the way that we see the team functioning and talk about the next steps. But first though, let's all introduce ourselves. I'm Martin. I am the associate at McKinsey.
Hi, I'm Ari and I'm an analytics manager. I work with Mr. PA. I have to say that I don't understand why I'm involved in this study. Declining sales are a sales issue and have nothing to do with analytics. Quite frankly, everyone in the analytics group is tired of marketing shifting the blame for its own problems.
Thank you, Ari. I'm Olga, a sales manager for Wang Fu. I also don't quite understand my role here, but I do think Ari needs to stop complaining.
I'm Justin, regional operations at Wang Fu.
Hello, Keaton Newman here. We'll go over each question with our answers. I'm the engagement manager, also from other people, and our team discuss what you should do. It's a very great day in the world of CSR 309 leadership. I'm going to get started. Thank you. So question one is about how do you get Ari and Olga to understand the role in the study? So really the best option to do this is emphasize the study goal. So what is the goal of this study? That's to improve their operations, their sales, analytics, everything that's related to this company. That's overall your job as a consultant in this type of process. Review the process again, review the analytical process, the sales process, everything that can affect their business. And then really, how are you supposed to be successful if you don't have a goal? How are you supposed to reach something if you don't know what you're reaching for? And then when you go to each team member on your team and then the other team, it's always a good idea to see what is your responsibility, what is your job, and what is your purpose. Discuss how they can contribute to have an organized team that has the same purpose and values. Well, now why is this a good decision? So reviewing the study goals in the departments like the sales and analytical departments encourages everybody to help and define their roles. Gives them a sense of purpose. Purpose is so critical in life, and without that, you will fail. It helps take ownership of solutions, and then helps every people become active, and then just overall have a better conclusion. Thank you, and we're going to move on to the next question. Question two is about Martin's development goals.
Now that the work plan is complete, it's kind of obvious that our time is going to be very, very tight. So we are going to put off our discussion about my development goals until later, and we are going to make the client our first focus.
Okay, so question two is about Martin's development goals. Martin's had a little bit of time with his time management process, but it's good because his work plan is complete. What my suggestion were to improve his time management is maybe put his development goals a little bit on the side and don't forget about those. But in the day, the client comes first. So don't forget his goals, but don't make them a mind priority, and make the client overall your number one responsibility. Okay, so question three is about the Deputy Director of Finance leaving soon.
I remember that you said you wanted to hold interviews and make sure Herbert Mencina, the Deputy Director of Finance, was included. I know it's only the third day of the study, but you should know that he's leaving on Thursday for a week-long training program.
How can we talk to him so early? As of now, we only have the loosest notion of how the structure of the study will look. Is it really wise to hold this interview now? On the other hand, the initial interview with him was very good, just superficial. We won't know enough about this storyline to hold an informed interview until the end of the week.
So in question three, it talks about the Deputy Director of Finance is leaving soon. So what do you do about that? So I think the best thing to do would be, since your work plan's incomplete, set up another interview with them. As you know, he has valuable insight. He was a top executive at the firm, and see what he has to do. It's going to help you learn about the financial industry and the firm, the company culture, and it's overall going to help you complete your work plan and see his input, and it's going to be nice to see. It also shows you're reaching out to top management as well, so it shows you're committed to the project and then want to hear from everyone's opinion. Question four is about info arriving too slowly in the analytics department.
I'm sorry, but I can't go any further without the cost accounting breakdown by the product. I actually requested this from Erwin Schmidt on Statistical Analysis Department, but it's been about 2 weeks and I still haven't gotten it.
Olga and I are in the same situation. We're still waiting for information to complete the sales breakdown by geographic area.
At this point, we're looking at an emergency situation here.
Question, how do you get the information you need? Invite Mr. Smith to the study. If he feels a part of the team, he will help you more. Why should you do this? It helps get the input statistical analysis team in your study. It will benefit everybody.
Question 5, Tanya misses another meeting.
So this is where Tanya is staying. I think it was a good idea to hold the meeting in the restaurant at this hotel.
I agree. We really need her input before we continue, though. It's too late in the study, and we barely have seen her. Plus, changing the scene is always a nice touch.
Look, here she comes, but she's carrying luggage with her. What's going on?
Hi guys, I'm sorry but this is a client emergency. I need to take a 3-hour train ride and my hands are just tied. This taxi is for me, I can't stay.
Question 5, what do you do about Tanya's absence from the team? First and foremost, I think Tanya should be released of her duties as engagement director. She hasn't contributed anything beneficial thus far, and then without warning, she flees in a hurry with luggage and says she has to leave. It's inexcusable mainly because she hasn't helped out the team at all yet, and this isn't the first time that it happened. Because we're so far into the study, we don't have much time to spare, so we need to go on with our meeting and develop strategic strategy of what we should do based off our current knowledge and skill sets.
Alicia discusses inadequate resources.
What's wrong? Albert Bossi, the senior executive in pricing who's been assigned to work with me, was supposed to give me a pricing analysis. But he hasn't done this sort of work in years, and he's hardly given me a thing so far. I need his analysis. I think I'll just do it myself, otherwise it'll never get done.
Question 6. Alyssa discusses inadequate resources. The question pertains as to what do you think about Alyssa's situation with Bossi? Our response is to tell Alyssa to talk with Bossi. There clearly needs to be better communication. Tell her to email him asking about miscommunication. During the meeting, she should express her concerns of not getting enough work and that he hasn't been putting enough effort throughout the years. If Bossi decides that he's unfit for the work, it might be best for Alyssa to step up and complete the task herself, in which she would get full credit. However, if the meeting with Bossi is successful, she might be able to pull some insight and she will be able to have better combined effort.
Shock Peak asks for smaller meetings.
Now that Martin and Alyssa have left, could you wait for a second? I want to talk to you about something. For the next meeting on Wednesday, I believe it's best for you to come alone. Frankly, I don't see the point of having such a big meeting if your colleagues don't have much to say. I'm sure your team can use that time more efficiently. Question 7 is about Mr. Piet's request for a smaller meeting. While his request is rational, it doesn't help our group study. To attempt to change Mr. Piet's mind, we will explain that our association is doing the work on the study and needs to gather information firsthand. By attending meetings and making presentations, once Piet understands this, he should relate.
Nicole Petrov wants to be in the study.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nice to meet you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. You're proud. You're doing a good job for this company, and I really got to say thank you.
I appreciate that, but listen, even though I'm not directly involved in your engagement, I'll be responsible for implementing any recommendations that result from the study. I've heard from Paul Higgins about your direction, and I completely disagree. Market segmentation is not the problem you seem to think it is. We did an analysis last year and concluded that our segmentation was fine. I've been in the high-tech business for more than 10 years, and I'm telling you, your assumptions are misguided. But don't worry, I'll help you out. I'd be glad to redirect your problem definition. You'll see how we'll reach very different conclusions and still be ready for the progress review next week. You know, my presence can only help your engagement, and I think it will please Mr. Higgins.
Well, thank you.
Question 8. What do you do about Petrov's desire to join the team? It was very brave of Petrov to stand up and disagree with our position. And for that, she deserves a chance for her to state her opinion. It is always good to hear outside analysis. tell her that last year analyze might not be the same for this year. So she would need to work on analyze from this year. With that being said, we need to look at her analyze in depth before we make decision. Have meeting with her.
Question 9, closing the data processing plan.
After coming up with the first cut at the numbers, we're 80% sure that the data processing plant should actually be closed. It's just simply not profitable. It's old technology at a very high cost.
That's sure to be a controversial suggestion. You should go over the numbers with Johan, the plant manager, before sharing that with PA. Although I'm sure old Johan is going to give you a pretty hard time. He loves that plant.
Do we really have time for that though? I mean, the plant is very far away, and we only have 3 days until our meeting with Jock.
So question 9 is about closing the data chip processing plant. So first of all, I would talk to Jonathan, the plant manager, because he's been on the plant like the back of his hand. And then I would tell Martin to do more research on the plant as well, if he's only 80% sure, which is what Ari said overall in the study. This is a very controversial suggestion because people can lose their jobs, and closing a plant for a company like this is a big deal. After running the numbers for the second time, we were able to determine if we should let the plant last another 4 quarters to go ahead and close it. And then I would talk both to PA. So again, just run the numbers again, maybe let it open for a couple more months, see how it goes. Talk to Jonathan and just overall get everyone's opinion on this.
What is this nonsense about downsizing manufacturing plants? You can't be serious. All these plants function like clockwork and are profitable. Who told you otherwise? These numbers are clearly mistaken. Ari, what is this? Had you seen the numbers before?
No, not really.
Question 10 was about how Aria has a problem overall with the client. So she's wanting to shut down the plant or downsize it. So it's important for her to stand her ground and be firm on her position. She knows she's right at the end of the day, and this is the best decision for the company, even though it might not be the easiest decision. While the plant might be profitable on paper, we made the decision to downsize the plant for the sake of the future of the company, which is overall the main goal, to protect their future. Also, Aria was not able to fully stand up to President Higgins. Therefore, Higgins needs assurance from the engagement manager, and in turn, make sure that Aria is on the same page in that regard. So make sure just everyone's on the same page, and then she needs to protect her decision and stand up to it with her suggestion, which is why the reason they were invited on in the first place. From all of us in CSR 309, with regards from us Lafayette, stay classy.